जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा. Welcome back. Today we are discussing verse number 25 of chapter number 1 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in the previous verse we saw that Sanjaya is narrating to Dhritarashtra that Lord Krishna draws the chariot in the middle of the battlefield. And why did he do so? Because Arjuna has previously requested Krishna to bring the chariot in the middle of the battlefield so that he can see that who all have come to please the son of Dhritarashtra, which is Duryodhana. And now um, in this verse, Sanjaya is saying that the Lord places the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. So let's read the Sanskrit for this verse. भीष्म द्रोण प्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षितां वाचा पार्थ पश्येतान् समवेतान् कुरुन्निति. The translation goes as, in the presence of Bhishma, Drona and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. So on the request of Arjuna, Krishna very strategically brings the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. So who are these personalities? So these personalities are the most powerful warriors from actually both the sides. Bhishma was the commander-in-chief for 10 days and Drona was commander-in-chief for 5 days out of the total 18 days of the war. So almost like 80-90% of the time these two personalities were the commander-in-chief. So not only they were the commander-in-chief and very powerful warrior, but they had a very special affection for Arjuna. So when Pandu he left the body in a very early age, at that time what happened, the Pandavas were so young, so they were brought to Hastinapur by Queen Kunti, and they were very small, and nobody wanted them to be around in Hastinapur, and they were kind of in a very hostile situation, very hostile environment. So at that time the Pandavas had only one solace, that is the grandfather Bhishma Pitamaha, who was a grandfather alike. He was not exactly their grandfather, but he was a grandfather alike, and he had so much loving affection for all the Pandavas, especially for Arjuna. And sometimes when Arjuna would be playing with his friends and he would have dirt on his cloth, and with that same cloth he would see Bhishma Pitama there, and then he would run towards him and he's jump on his lap, and it would spoil the clothes of Bhishma Pitama, which was pristine white. But Bhishma, he never mind that. He in fact he loved, and he got very much joy when Arjuna did that. So right now that same Bhishma Pitama, he is standing right in front of Arjuna and he is fighting from the opposite side. And then we see Dronacharya, who was his military art teacher. So whatever military science he learned from Dronacharya, and Arjuna was Dronacharya's one of the favorite student, and he loved him so much. So Krishna strategically places the chariot right in front of the both Bhishma and Drona. And then Krishna said, so these last two lines of this verse, Vacha Partha Pashyaitan Samavetan Kuruniti, these are the only two lines which is spoken by Krishna in this very first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So actually Krishna starts speaking in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So first chapter only these two lines, that too indirectly, because here we see that Sanjaya is narrating. So Krishna is saying, oh Partha, you wanted to see, right? Now see, or Pashya, the word is used as Pashya. Just see how everybody is assembled over here for fighting. And the indication is everybody is ready to fight. The warriors are there, and it's time to fight. So what exactly you want to see? So Krishna is saying that I have fulfilled your desire. Your desire was you wanted me to bring the chariot in the middle of the battlefield. So I fulfilled your desire without asking any question. So now see what you want to see, you see here. They are right in front of you. So that's why he's saying, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus are assembled here. Okay, and the fight is going to happen. So the acharyas describe that there is a deeper meaning to this word pashya, or seeing. So pashya means seeing, and this pashya has a great power of illusion, and that can come through our eyes, and it can come to anyone and everyone, and that can bewilder that person. So we will see in the later verses that how Arjuna will get bewildered by the process of seeing. So by seeing, he will get illusioned, and in generally speaking in this world, the Maya comes through our eyes, and Krishna comes through our ears. So this is a very general statement. It is not true 100% of time. The Maya can also come through ears, that is in terms of gossip and blasphemy of the devotees. So that is Maya coming through ears. And similarly, actually, Krishna can come through eyes. When we see the deity form of Krishna, or when we take a darshan of the deities, that is, we are seeing the Krishna through our eyes, and that is, Krishna is coming through the eyes. So the Pratyaksha has a capacity to draw us into illusion. Pratyaksha can take the consciousness of the living entity into illusion, and it can easily drag the soul away from Krishna. So how is that? So example can be given that when we see this world, and there we see that in the world there is so much pleasure, whatever material pleasure is available, and we see that a lot of people are engaged in this, enjoying the material pleasure. So that is actually an illusion, but when we see through our eyes, we see that it's a pleasure, and this pleasure appears to us, or appears to our mind as real, and it is easily available. So this can cause us a great illusion, and we only see what is going on in front of us in terms of pleasure, but we don't see the later effect, that is, we are going to suffer for whatever tendencies we are going to get engaged in, or whatever pleasures which we are going to engage in, we are going to suffer for that. So we don't see that part, but we only see the enjoyment part. So this can cause us, or put us into a great illusion. And at the same time, we see that Krishna is remote, because we cannot see Krishna in front of us. Krishna is remote and irrelevant. It doesn't make sense. So Pratyaksha can, in this way, can put us into illusion. So then we'll have to use our intelligence and discrimination power to come out of this illusion. And how is that possible? That is possible through the Shabda. So Shabda means spiritual knowledge, and that can come through the scriptures or through the words of Krishna. So in short, Bhagavad Gita teaches us that even though such an exalted person like Arjuna is there, and he is accompanied with Krishna, he is there with Krishna, even Arjuna being next to Krishna can be dragged away by the illusion that is created by Pratyaksha. So we cannot rely or highly rely over the Pratyaksha. So Pratyaksha can easily cause illusion, and then the Shabda can help to come out of illusion, because Shabda is Krishna's instruction. So we'll see that when Arjuna will get into illusion in the later verses, then after that Krishna is going to speak Bhagavad Gita, and that will help remove that illusion. So this is one of the point which is been brought up by the acharyas. Now let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to say in the purport. Prabhupada says Lord Krishna as Rishikesha. This is the first point Prabhupada is talking about. Now we have discussed Rishikesha, the meaning of Rishikesha. Rishika plus Isha. So when Krishna is called as Rishikesha, it means that Krishna is the controller of the senses, or he can control our senses. Prabhupada says, as the super soul of all living entities. So super soul means Paramatma, and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 verse 15, he indicates that he is sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto. He is sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma, and matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. It's a very important verse. So from me, remembrance and forgetfulness, these both the things actually comes from Krishna. And so Prabhupada is pointing to that. As the super soul of all living entities, the Lord Krishna could understand what is going on in the mind of Arjuna. So whatever Arjuna thinks, the super soul, or what, not only Arjuna, but whatever we also think, the super soul knows what is our desire. So because since he is sitting very next to us, we are also sitting in this body in the region of heart, and the super soul is also in the region of heart. So Lord Krishna, being the super soul, he could understand what is going on in Arjuna's mind. The use of the word Rishikesha in this connection indicates that he knew everything. Krishna knew everything. Why Arjuna is asking Krishna to bring the chariot in the middle of the battlefield. The next point Prabhupada talks about is Arjuna as Partha. So here on the top of letter A there is a dash. This indicate that when a letter has a dash on the top, then it is like here it is A means a, then a becomes a. So Partha. So Partha means son of Pritha. Pritha is Kunti Devi. So that's what is going to be discussed here. So the word Partha, or son of Kunti, or Pritha. So Kunti Devi's name was originally Pritha, and when she was given by her father to Kunti Bhoja, then he named her as Kunti. So the word Partha, or son of Pritha or son of Kunti, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjuna. Why? Because as a friend, he wanted to inform Arjuna that because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, the son of his own father Vasudeva, he had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. Because of the relationship, Krishna says that I took this job of charioteer because your mother Kunti Devi is my sister of my father Vasudeva. And then Prabhupada talks about in the last prayer about the Pashya. Behold the Kurus, or Pashya. Now what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? What did he mean? Krishna meant that, did Arjuna want to stop there and not fight? Krishna never expected such thing from the son of his aunt Pritha, because they are from Kshatriya dynasty, so Kshatriyas have this valor, they have a tendency to fight for dharma. So that was not expected by Krishna, and Pritha means they are coming from such a big dynasty actually. So he is going to engage himself to protect in the dharma. So that was not expected from Arjuna. The mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by the Lord in a friendly, joking way. So Krishna was making fun of Arjuna and speaking like that. Okay, you wanted me to bring the chariot and you wanted to see. Now I brought the chariot in the middle of the battlefield, right in front of Bhishma and Drona. So see, all these warriors are here, and the battle is going to begin in short time. So this is what is discussed in the purport, and we'll continue the discussion in the next session and see how Arjuna is gradually going to get bewildered, and then Krishna will come to his rescue in the next chapter onwards. So we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gaur Premanande Haribol.